Lock in for a second and let me try something bold. Not a flourish, not a control. I want to try getting inside your head. Right now, through the screen, if I was able to interact with you, I'd be able to divine the card that you're merely thinking of. And this is my final full tutorial before my new deck leaves Kickstarter, so you can bet this video is going to hit hard. I don't have a real spectator here, but let's pretend. I'm going to put a random card on your screen and we'll just imagine that's the card that you randomly thought of, okay? And while you're thinking of this card, I want you to kind of build a separation between the value and the suit of your card. So if you pick the 4 of hearts, for example, the value is 4 and the suit is a heart, right? So just think of those two as separate entities. And I'll tell you why in a second, because I'm going to show you a couple of cards here, and I just want you to repeat the value of your card in your head. And I'm going to ask you this question. Do you see the value of your card here? No. Okay, very good. And we'll go through maybe a couple. We'll do this a few more times. Do you see the value of your card here? Yes, you see the value of your card here. Okay, I guess that's good news. Do you see the value of your card here? No. All right, we'll do this one more time, and this will really help me crystallize the value of your card. At least I hope it will. Do you see the value of your card here? No. All right. I think it's kind of becoming a bit more clear. It's still a little fuzzy. I'm between maybe 1 or 2 different numbers, but I think I'm somewhere in the ballpark. Now, let's put that aside. I want you now to focus on the second entity that you made, which was the suit. So we'll go through here, and I want you to take a look at these cards. Do you see the suit of your card here? No. Or yes. Or no. No. Okay, that's fine. Put it off to the side. Do you see the suit of your card here? Yes. Okay, that was a very easy yes. Do you see the suit of your card here? Yes. Okay. Very simple yes. And lastly, do you see the suit of your card here? Yes. Okay. So let's recap real quick. You thought of any card that you wanted, any of the cards in this deck you thought of, and then you separated them between, between value and the suit, right? Of course, the deck was shuffled completely. I didn't see any of the cards that I was showing you. But ultimately, we boiled down to here by the way you answered those questions and how you repeated that card constantly in your mind. And I heard, sounds like a So I'm going to say the card that you merely thought of at the beginning of this whole thing was the 2 of spades. How insane is that? I wish I could convey the strength of this effect through the screen, but trust me, it will hit hard. It blew me away the first time that I tried it, and I was the one performing. The only way it wouldn't work is if someone changed their mind throughout the process, so trust no one. Let's dive right in. So this effect is known as Perfect Card Divination by Howard Albright. It's a 0 skill effect that's kind of disguised as mind reading. It uses an extremely simple method, which will feel impossible to even guess for your audience. That being said, there is a bit of a setup involved. Now I'm not going to go through every single card because that'll take forever. I'm just going to put it on your screen. You can pause here and set up your deck as needed. And here's how we're going to begin. I think the best way to really demonstrate this trick is by actually doing it. So let's say you can pick any card you want, and you pick the, you pick the 10 of diamonds is the card that you're thinking of. Once you have the deck in this order, there's going to be just a very small amount of math and logic involved in getting this done. So you're going to show first 4 packets of 6 cards each, and then you're going to show 4 packets of 7 cards each. You want to make sure as you're showing these packets, you're not counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here you go. Never do that. You can either count off 3 and 3, or you can count off, if you like, 4 and 2, but just make it feel very random, right? So you want to also build some kind of story behind it, because if you just show cards one at a time, it's going to get very boring. So I like to say, think of any card you want, try to separate between the value and the suit. Think of them as 2 separate entities. We're going to try to figure out the value first and really kind of craft your own story to make this a lot more believable, because that's really what's going to sell. So you show the first 6 cards, right? That's 5. You show the first 6 cards, and you want to track what they say between yes and no, right? We picked the 10 of diamonds. The first thing you're going to see is these 6 cards. They see that their card, of course, the 10 of diamonds, is not in this pile, or they don't see the value of 10 is not in this pile. They say no. You put this off now to the side. Now you pick out 6 more cards. Of course, make it very nonchalant. Don't be sitting there counting. We're going to ask, do you see your value in this pile? Of course, they see the 10 there. They say yes. All right, I'm going to put these as separate piles for now, and you'll see why that's important in a second. So they said no, then they said yes, and now we're going to show the next 6 cards. Here we go. Of course, they're going to say no, and now we're going to show the final 6 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they should say yes, right? Because you can see a 10 there. So now you've told them that or you're getting a clearer picture on what the value is, because that's what they're kind of thinking of as we're going through these packets. They're saying yes or no if they see the value of their card. The way that this works is each of these packets is assigned a value, 1, 2, 4, and 8. So the way that this works is you have to do a little bit of math. So if they say no, you disregard the pile. If they say yes, you remember the value of that pile. So first pile, of course, was no, so you don't care about this pile. Second pile was yes, so you remember the value of 2. Third pile was no, you forget that one. Last pile was yes. So you're gonna add up 2 plus 8, which gives us 10. So now you know the value of their card is 10. If they say no for each one of these piles, this is just, again, solo case, but if they say no for all of these piles, then you know their value is king, right? So let's remember that. 1, 2, 4, and 8. If they say no for everything, the value is a king. If they say yes, you take that and you're gonna add up the value of the packets of all the yeses. So now you know, I can put all these back on top of each other. By doing the math, you know the value of their card is a 10. Next thing is diamond. How are we gonna figure out what the suit of their card is? Of course, you can just take a random guess, you have 1 in 4 shot, but we can make this a little bit better. I arrange the cards in this particular way, but you can do it in whatever method you want. Is I take the piles to signify spades, hearts, clubs, and diamonds. And I actually learned this back ages ago from Daniel Madison. The way that I remember it is a spade has 1 point, a heart has 2 humps, a club has 3 humps, and a diamond has 4 corners or 4 points, whatever you want to call it. So when I show the first 7 cards, again, now we start the 7 train, we show the first 7 cards. If they say no, now we care about the no. If they say no, you immediately know that their card is a spade. So in this case, of course, they say yes, they see it, they see a diamond there. You're gonna disregard this pile. You know their card is not a spade. Then you're gonna show the next 7 cards. How much is this? 7, right? If they say no here, which they're not gonna say no, they're gonna say yes, they see the suit of their card. If they say no here, then you know it's a heart. But in this case, they're gonna say yes, so we disregard this pile. Now we're gonna go to the next 7 cards. If they were to say no here, then you know their card is a club. But of course, they're gonna say yes. We see a diamond right in this packet. Put this down, and now you show that last pile. If they say no here, which they should because there are no diamonds here, then you know that their card is a diamond, right? You can put all these together. And I like to kind of rewind, just kind of talk about the buildup to how we got to this point, and then you want to reveal in any method you like. You say, you know, this was clear, this was not clear. You want to merge these 2 thoughts together, try to sound out their card, really sell the performance, because that's where the magic is going to happen. Let me say that a little better. The magic isn't in the method for this one. It's how confidently you commit the idea of being able to read minds, because if you believe it yourself, you can guarantee they're gonna believe it. Now this is my final full-length video before my beta edition Kickstarter comes to an end. The support so far has been unreal. Every comment, every share, every backer, it means more to me than you'll ever know. If you've been thinking about picking up a deck, or you wanna support the magic tutorials and content I make, this is your chance. The link will be in the description. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for always pushing me to be better, and I'll see you in the next one.